going on, guys? It's a Crypto Ref here, and I am back at it again today with another Drunk Robots video. Listen, this is going to be big. Why? Well, I have some really sweet news to share today. There's going to be 3 huge updates I'm going to cover here, and if you want to skip to different updates, if you're interested in this or that, you can go into my description or into the pinned comment, and I'll have the nice little timestamps where you can just click around and go from there. But without further ado, if you don't know what Drunk Robots is, go and check this video in the iCard and you'll see why you want to get on this. First and foremost, the first announcement: container number 2s are sold out. They're gone. That means if you want to buy a robot, you have to go with container number 1 right now. And if you want to be able to buy a robot in the future, then you're gonna have to wait until pretty much all of them are sold, if not all of them, if I remember the numbers right. And then you can actually have an exchange on the secondary market there. So right now you can go and buy some container 2s and container 3s, but you're gonna be paying a lot of money. And people are paying a lot of money. Just so you know, people are paying a lot of money for container number 3, especially because of the farming unit. So if that doesn't get you hyped, because I only made a video just a couple days ago and it's already just like booming with how much this is getting sold out, maybe get you some BNB set aside and get you a couple container 1s. You can make some money passively on this game. It's a play to earn game, and just having one robot. But obviously the more you have, and when you get weapons and different things like that, the more money you're gonna make in the long run. So get some BNB and get into this before the rest of these containers sell out. So that was the first big announcement. What is the second big announcement? Well, let's go to their Twitter here. They are announcing a partnership. Well, they've already announced it, a partnership with our.glass, which is awesome. If you know anything about that, Farland on the Binance Smart Chain is like one of the biggest, if not, maybe even considered the biggest play to earn game out there. And so I'm going to go ahead and click on Farland's Twitter account and their post. We are delighted to introduce our newest partner, Drunk Robots, a newfound NFT game. Join Farland's expedition, complete the mission, and earn some metal, which is the in-game currency in Drunk Robots, as one of the side quest rewards. Stay tuned. So that's huge. And if you don't believe me that Farland is a big deal, well, come look at their Twitter and get into their Telegram and see how many members are there. This is a big deal. Drunk Robots is making some good moves. So huge, amazing partnership announcement. That is going to be a certain and sure selling point for this project, where people can come in and say, hey, if they're working with Farland, then they're gonna be doing all right. they're a trustworthy project, so to speak. So the last update is actually an update to their roadmap. We sold over 2,222 robots, Drunk Robots specifically, and that means that they were going to give us a lore drop. So I'm going to go ahead and read this next lore drop. And if you don't recognize the names of these characters, go ahead and go on their website. All of this, again, is going to be in the link in the description and the pinned comment, and read about who their characters are, because they have amazing personalities. And guess what? I'm going to read this thing. So if you don't like listening to people read, too bad. All right, let's get into it. Third update: the story of Rusty 6. I thought it was Rusty 5. We all thought it was Rusty 5. So the Rusty 5, at the very beginning, the robo dump itself was not as hostile as it is now. To build the first version of the community, robots had to be united as a giant mechanism. Their specializations were helpful for each other. Someone could build better and someone could defend better. And thanks to AI, our metal friends were able to build something very similar to a primitive society. And as each society, this group had its own leaders. 5 strongest and smartest robots, now known as the Rusty 5. All of them were the best in their field, and together they built the first civilization of Big Dump. The oldest robots tell that there were no group that was even close to the 5. They looked like they were created to work together. So well coordinated their work was on the arrangement of the dump. And here's the 5: Tommy, Jane, Molly, Bob, who is my favorite, and Knockout. So the 6th, the Rusty 6, let's read about it. That was one of the biggest robberies of the 5. They took away a huge container filled with metal cans from the freight train route, which was too close to Las Machinas. There was so much beer that they could drink it nonstop for a year. They were celebrating it, as always, playing Who Will Drink More. Usually this game ends with everyone lying around with total blackout. They were sitting near the fire and discussing who was the coolest on their heist. Their base, usually surrounded by a bunch of guards, was quiet as never. The only voices were coming from them, but no one noticed because the robots were too drunk. So where are the guards? Did you see how I shot this? Knockout started a story, but he didn't finish. A homemade taser arrow hit his head and he was knocked out. Everyone went crazy. Who could attack them in their nest? Jane tried to stand up, but she was so drunk that her eye sensors were glitching. Once she found and focused and saw Bob, he was trying to reboot Knockout, but then a few shurikens hit his leg, literally cutting it off. Tommy noticed a small shadow in the darkest part of the base and without hesitation threw a burning tire there. Shadow was moving as fast as light. One moment Tom was completely stunned and immobilized. Jane understood that she was the only one combat-ready robot left in the room. She grabbed a shotgun, aimed at the shadow, and boom! Shot fired. My eye! Tommy screamed. Jane was so dumbfounded by Tommy's scream that she was just distracted for a second, and this second was enough for Shadow to take the shotgun from her hands. But that night was not so lucky for the mysterious striker, as it may seem at first sight. Molly wasn't drinking with the team since he had some software issues. He was updating himself in a workshop. When he noticed weird sounds coming from the campfire, he went to check it and met the invader. With a dexterous moment, he threw an iron lasso over it and packed it in a box. What the heck? How much metal did I drink yesterday? My sensors are still lagging. Bob opened his eyes. Then he remembered what happened yesterday. He saw Knockout trying to fix Jane, and Tommy together with Molly holding a big chained box. It was moving even under Tommy's weight. After everyone was fixed, they decided to open the box. Stay tuned for more. So my guess is that, this person that they're calling Shadow is probably going to be the sixth robot's name. That's my guess. I have no idea. I haven't, gotten any inside scoop or anything, but I'm invested into this story. I think this is awesome. I love this. It's so gritty and fun and it's actually good storytelling in an NFT game, which I like. There's not a lot of that. This is really, really good. So if you had any comments or questions or concerns, leave them in the comment section below and I will try to get back to you. But really, that's about it for this video. So y'all have a good one. Bye now.